All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone for teaching us his truth. Today's lesson comes from, I can't remember this name of this subscriber here, but let's turn it over, see if we can get it. This comes from AJ's Plus. I believe this, how they word it. But this is from the racist, they entitled it the racist border you don't hear about. So now, through the spirit, I believe, just watching this video, I believe this is what they're gonna, that's just one of the many aspects or what's the word I'm looking for? The one of the part of the many organizations is what I'm looking for that's going to be pushed upon the people here in America, man. The Border Patrol, which, when you think of Border Patrol, you're thinking about, down in Mexico. But this Border Patrol here is up north, man. I think what they call patrol, the bridge that connects Canada to the United States. I believe it's outside or inside New York. That part, that connects United States to Canada. And hey man, this is a pretty deep video, and I was thinking, this is, be part of that institution that comes against the people, man. Just one of the steps in, and once I actually viewed the video in its entirety, I seen that the people or the government has it to where, they which, we have always knew that they do this tactic. They will start a problem, then come with a solution, and the solution would be, to their advantage, which is something that they always wanted, to do. That's why they start the problem. They kick the problem off and then say they got a solution, which, they created them both, the problem, then they created the problem, then they created the solution, Salaki, you see. And what made me, that come to me, through the spirit was, with the, you'll see in this video where they had 9/11, they kicked off some wicked decrees, which, before 9/11, you didn't need any verification to cross this bridge. But after 9/11, there was made mandate that you had to have, I guess, a passport or whatever to go to, Canada, or crossing this bridge, So it's like they got money out of it, with buying passports, and then, to set up their wicked agenda also, which, charging the people just to, go back and forth is wicked anyway, all in itself. But let's get this first, what is it? It says woe to them. It says woe to them that is it devise I guess this is devise iniquity. I believe this is it. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna get it out of the King James Version. Okay. Salaki. Okay. So this is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands," which, refers back to the book of Job, was it 9 and 24? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, If not, who? Let's go ahead and get that too. Because let's go ahead and get that. That's the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He that covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he?" And we all know it's the so-called white man that the earth was given into the hands of, man. So, let's go ahead and let the video play. I don't know if I'm gonna, interject in between, some of the parts of the story to bring out precepts or to, give my point, through the spirit. So let's let the video play. Lord willing, it's edifying to the flock.
I'm on the U.S.-Canada border, and this bridge right behind me connects the two countries.
This is the border you don't hear much about. Dividing the U.S. and Canada, it's the longest international land border in the world. With attention focused on scenes like these down south, another kind of crisis is unfolding up north, with the same agency at the center.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I said New York. I mean Michigan. The Michigan border, where you go between Michigan and Canada. I said New York, Salaki for that, but this is Michigan, the border. I believe this is the one I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure I come back and realize what I said and correct myself. Salaki for that.
And the latest people to call it out are its own officers.
Were you, as an officer with CBP, ordered to racially profile brown and black people?
I've been specifically told, stop that black guy.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, along with its law enforcement arm Border Patrol, are facing a wave of accusations of racial profiling, harassment, and discrimination.
Border Patrol can just go almost everywhere, search people and just harass them. I was naive to think that something like this would never happen to me.
After an intense ride-along with Border Patrol on the U.S.-Mexico border, I head to the Canadian border to investigate allegations against CBP. I want to know, how did this agency become so powerful, and can it be held accountable?
So I'm heading to meet a whistleblower right now. He's actually a current CBP officer who says racial profiling and discrimination are big problems at the agency, and so he's suing.
This bridge is pretty much my office.
Johnny Grace is a co-plaintiff in a federal lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, which is CBP's parent agency. He's joined in the lawsuit by the only other two black officers stationed here at Michigan's Port Huron crossing.
How did you decide to bring forth this lawsuit against your employer, the Department of Homeland Security?
These type of things need to be exposed. The specific thing that we're raising in this lawsuit is the extra scrutiny that's being given to brown people, African Americans.
Johnny is a military veteran who did 3 tours in Iraq. He's been with CBP for almost 13 years.
Were you, as an officer with CBP, ordered to racially profile brown and black people?
I've been specifically told, stop that black guy.
And you participated in that. How did that make you feel?
It's demoralizing anytime that, you're asked to do something that you don't believe in.
Johnny says there's one incident he particularly regrets. He says he was ordered to pull over a black family, all U.S. citizens, for secondary inspection. He wasn't told why. Johnny asked the driver to roll down the car window. He didn't, and instead had his hand in the glove compartment. So Johnny drew his gun and pointed it at him.
And his 2 young children were very traumatized by this. They were upset and crying, and they were saying, don't shoot my daddy. He was placed in handcuffs and placed in the back of our vehicle.
Later, Johnny found out that the man was in a rental car and had been searching for the car's key fob.
After that happened, I questioned why the family was pulled over, and I was refused an answer. I was not given one, and we were told that it was a good look. So that was traumatizing for me because I have children. As a father, you don't want to put your children through something like that.
Johnny told me that after he verbally complained to his supervisors about discriminating against black travelers, he was stripped of his gun and placed on desk duty.
So you feel like you were retaliated against?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Jermaine Broderick is another plaintiff in the lawsuit.
As a CBP officer, how often did you see this type of racial profiling against non-white travelers occur here?
Frequently, very frequently. It happens too often.
They also allege a hostile work environment based on race. Jermaine says he's personally experienced this.
Being from the island of Jamaica, my family has a restaurant here. An officer stated, "You guys eat dogs, or you guys want dogs to eat?"
I asked CBP to respond to the allegations in the lawsuit and was told in an email that CBP does not comment on pending litigation. CBP is the largest law enforcement agency in the country, and for years, journalists and civil rights groups have criticized it for its lack of transparency.
I can't imagine it's an easy decision to become a whistleblower and file a lawsuit against your employer, the federal government.
It was not hard. It was actually the right thing to do, and that's the reason why I did it.
I don't think that it's an easy thing to do, what we're doing, but someone has to.
This border wasn't always patrolled like this. In fact, you used to be able to drive to Canada without a passport. But after 9/11, the US immigration system dramatically changed. In 2002, the Bush administration created the Department of Homeland Security, which would encompass agencies like Immigration and Customs Enforcement, CBP, and Border Patrol. With that, immigration and border crossings became critical national security issues. Since 2003, CBP's annual budget has nearly tripled, making it larger than the budgets of the FBI, DEA, and ATF combined. And the reach of CBP and Border Patrol is vast. Agents have the authority to operate within 100 miles of any U.S. external boundary.
See? Now, this is what made me think that, in these end times where this made me think of Revelations 12:12. So let's see if we can grab that. The book of Revelations, chapter 12, and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." And why would you put so much money into the border patrol if you're not going to use this against the people, man? They're going to use this border patrol that they're putting so much money into against the people, man. Due to this problem solution thing that they, going to create. This is how the so-called white man or the chief house has been, doing it, since the beginning of time, but since their resurrection, they had always been that they create a problem to forward their agenda through the solution that they give to the people. So and this present problem that the world has, but just really talking about the United States basically, because this border patrol is gonna be part of the solution. That the reason why you're not taking that jab right hook on the left hand side, if that makes any sense to you, and how else would they do it, because it's already going to be established. These people are already established with Border Patrol, which it'll be Border Patrol and I'm pretty sure the armed forces or whatever, going to try to, come against the people and throwing a lot of people in concentration camps, man, through these different agencies, you know.
That means they have jurisdiction over nearly 2/3 of the US population, which is about 200 million people. It's why CBP had the authority to dispatch an elite Border Patrol force known as BORTAC to the streets of Portland at President Trump's request, and to fly surveillance drones over Minneapolis and 14 other cities' protests following the murder of George Floyd in 2020. And at a recent pipeline protest in Minnesota, a low-flying CBP helicopter descended on the crowd, kicking up dust and debris. Here in Michigan, CBP claims jurisdiction over the entire state, which means Border Patrol agents roam the border and beyond with little oversight.
When you're driving around your neighborhood, how often do you see Border Patrol cars?
A lot, a lot.
Does your community have a lot of fear of
Oh
border-
yeah. The people they fear, for the immigration. The Latino people, they catch you, they stop it to you, and they go to the immigration.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
The number of Border Patrol agents in this part of the country has skyrocketed since 2000, up by more than 1,000%. That's the largest increase anywhere in the US.
So then you have agents that are just roaming around in the neighborhoods, just racially profiling community members.
Monica Andrade is an attorney with the ACLU of Michigan. The organization's lawyers worked for almost 5 years to gain access to CBP records, which detailed more than 13,000 Border Patrol apprehensions in Michigan and parts of Ohio. An apprehension means being stopped or questioned by an agent, and it may or may not lead to an arrest. The ACLU even uncovered complexion codes used by Border Patrol to record the skin tone of those arrested. Over 96% of people arrested had these complexions, and less than 4% arrested had light complexions. And nearly half of Border Patrol apprehensions in Michigan began with a law enforcement stop, like this incident where state police officers pulled over a Latino man who was a lawful resident. The dashcam video shows that the two officers were about to let the man go, but instead brought a third officer to the scene because he happened to be with a Border Patrol agent.
If he didn't have Border Patrol with him there, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
He's got BP on board, might as well.
Yeah, just verify it.
Yep.
Does the driver speak English?
I'll be out of here.
About to put Border Patrol to work.
In the end, the man who was pulled over was never issued a ticket. And the records show that only 1.3% of Border Patrol arrests in this region even involved someone attempting to enter the US illegally.
So it sounds like Border Patrol is now doing ICE's bidding then in these communities.
They're not doing their job, for sure.
In recent years, Border Patrol agents have apprehended people of color outside of a Goodwill, at a gas station, and even after picking up their child from school. In one case, the agent said he initially apprehended a family because they appeared to be of Central American origin. And in Montana, a Border Patrol agent detained 2 American citizens outside a grocery store, 35 miles from the Canadian border.
Ma'am, the reason I asked you for your ID is because I came in here and I saw that you guys are speaking Spanish, which is very unheard of up here.
The women sued, and during an internal CBP investigation into the incident, a Border Patrol supervisor admitted that agents in that region do in fact profile people speaking Spanish.
Now there's somebody speaking Spanish down here. It's like all of a sudden you got 5 agents swarming in. What's going on?
Comedian Mohamed El-Sheikhi experienced Border Patrol harassment firsthand in an incident that garnered national attention. He's even joked about it in his stand-up routines like this one.
I've lived in the States for 5 years now, and I think I need to speak to a manager.
You see, now this part here is for you Latinos that think the so-called white man loves you, man, because you have a, fair skin and you think it's pretty much closer to, being a Edomite, you look down on your brother, man. When I'm talking about your brother is the tribe of Judah, Benjamin and and Levi, the darker, so-called darker nations of your people, man. But we, if you read the scriptures, we've always been, back and forth and treating each other wrong. But with this time is coming, the Most High is putting the Spirit, on His people, to open their eyes, let's see, let's go to the book of, let's see what we're looking for, Ezekiel. 36. Maybe we can start around, let's see what 20 has. Ezekiel 36 and 20 says, and when they enter into the heathens, whether they went, they profane my holy name, when they said unto them, these are the people of the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, and are gone forth out of his land. Let me see. It says, but I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens, whether they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus said the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, I will do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whether ye went. And I will sacrifice my great name, which was profaned among the heathens, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, said the Lord Yahweh, when I shall be sacrificed in you before their eyes. Verse 24, for I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of countries and will bring you into your own land. You know, and this is talking about the scattered of our people, man. So, and so the Most High is definitely going to put the spirit on, the scattered, to know that they're, are part of the, the chosen. Ezekiel 36 and 25, it says, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony hearts out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. You see? And this is the tribes coming back together, man. The Most High setting up, Yahweh Shai, his kingdom here on earth, man. So, and if you read a little back, go, some of the previous verses, the Most High was setting up the men, or the elect, or the, or the hopeful elect to, bring out that 12 tribe sign, man. I believe it's in verse 15 where it says the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, moreover, my son, it said, moreover, thou son of man, take one stick and write upon it for Judah. Let's get it. Let's go. I believe it's 15. No, it's 37. Salaki. That's what I was intend to get to begin with. Okay, I was in 36. This is 37. Okay, Ezekiel 37 in verse 15, it says, the word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah. And you know who Judah is, the so-called Negroes, the dark southern tribe, of the southern kingdom. It says for Judah and for the children of Israel, which is, the whole house, but it's talking about, the northern tribe, the Hispanics and Native Americans. It said Israel, his companion. See, we are companions, man. It said, then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim. See, this is the northern tribe. When it's sometimes it is refer Joseph, as the it'll still be talking about the northern tribe, but it says Joseph, like you say, hey man, that's Joseph, little Joseph, Joseph's son, that's why they say junior, man, people call the son the father, So let's look up this word companion, man, and see what they have in the blue letter for companion. Let's see. I think I might have passed it. What it says? Let's turn it this way because for some reason it won't. I guess it's not available, so let's go back. Let's look it up this way. Associate attendance, a person or animal whom one spends a lot of time or whom one travels, one of a pair of things intended to complement or match each other. And that's what it is, man. We brothers, Okay. Let's see where we at now. It says, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. See? It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. Verse 18, it says, when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest these? And this is talking about the 12 tribe signs, as we prophesied on the street, you have a people that walks up and see it, and wonder what it is, that these 12 tribes are on, which are the sons of, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but the sons of Jacob, It says, say unto them, thus said the Lord God, Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, to make them one, and they shall be one in my hand. See? And this is what it is, man. The Most High is going to make it one. Okay? So let's go on with the video.
Mohammed moved from Libya to Portland, Oregon on a student visa in 2014.
Now he's from Libya. He could be a scattered, man, Like the Most High said, he would scatter us, man. And I read that in verse 36, chapter 36, where the Most High when I was reading, I think it was verse 24, where the Most High brung the scattered back, man. Okay? Because, as the video play, you're going to see they harass this guy too, man. That's the spirit, man. No matter where you go in this earth, man, you definitely going to be oppressed, man, because, this is the spirit that the Lord has put on our people, for the wicked to come against the righteous, man. Even though, he might not, be in the truth, or even know the truth, but the Most High is going to allow in these end times that the spirit going to come upon them to understand,
Because it was too dangerous to return to war-torn Libya, he applied for asylum in the U.S. It was granted in 2018. 3 months later, he was riding a Greyhound bus that stopped at a depot in Spokane, Washington, which is about 90 miles from Canada. That's when he noticed Border Patrol agents board the bus.
I would have never guessed that these were Border Patrol agents, just because I was like, we're not at the border. When they got to me, the agent was like, you have an ID on you. And I was like, yeah, I have my driver's license. He read my name, and then he was like, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Libya. And then he was like, do you have a passport on you? Border Patrol did not ask all of the passenger on the bus for their identification or anything. They asked people who are like, who you thought might be Hispanic.
The agents told Mohamed to step off the bus. They examined his work permit and driver's license, documents that proved he was in the U.S. legally.
He was like, I don't know, these kind of look fake to me. No matter what I said, he was like, yeah, illegals say that all the time.
Mohamed heard another agent on a phone call confirm his paperwork was in the system. But the agent detaining him kept saying there was no record of his asylum. Mohamed says he believes that the agent was lying to intimidate him.
I was frustrated, I was scared, obviously. You can tell from like their body language and stuff like that they've already decided that you're guilty of something.
After about 20 minutes, Mohamed said the agents handed back his documents and told him he was free to go.
When you got on the bus, you tweeted, "To be honest, I have never felt as terrible as I did today. I have never imagined that I would have to go through this." And you lived in war-torn Libya, so that's quite the statement.
As much as like the terrible thing that happened to Libya, in Libya, to me, it was to be expected. The reason it was worse in the US and because it wasn't to be expected. Going through the process of asylum and getting that grant, it felt like extremely safe and finally like at home. And then you just have that be taken away from you, and that just feels so terrible.
In 2019, the year Mohamed was detained, Border Patrol agents arrested 71 people at that same bus depot in Spokane. Border Patrol at the time released a statement defending the agents' actions, saying Mohamed should have been carrying his asylum papers with him. Mohamed eventually filed a lawsuit against the government, and in April of 2021, he received a $35,000 settlement. It's unclear if the agents were ever disciplined.
What's your message to Border Patrol after all of this?
Stop harassing immigrants, stop harassing people, and maybe try and help people who are coming across the border and trying to find a better life.
2 days after Mohamed filed his lawsuit, Greyhound announced it would no longer allow Border Patrol agents to board their buses without a warrant. It's a small victory, but critics say change needs to come from inside the agency itself.
How much hope do you have for any sort of meaningful reform within CBP and Border Patrol?
Based on the data that we have, I'm not feeling as hopeful. The agency has a massive disturbing record of abuse and misconduct and really has a deep-rooted culture of impunity.
So what do you hope comes out of this lawsuit?
What I hope is for change. Hopefully